adventure, carrot, umbrella, complete, attack. All of these words include the schwa sound in them when they're spoken. And learning to use this sound correctly is really important. It's going to help you to sound more natural, relaxed, and more fluent when you speak English, more like a native English speaker. So if you're trying to reduce your accent and to improve your pronunciation, then this sound is a great place to start. So what does it sound like? The schwa sound is a lazy sound. It's actually my favorite sound of all the English sounds. It's my Friday afternoon sound. You know, when you're winding down after a long week and you're probably already thinking about the weekend and you can't really be bothered doing much else. So that's how the schwa sounds. But how is it written? What letters should you look for? Well, that's quite tricky because all of the vowel letters can be pronounced as a schwa in spoken English. All of these words have the schwa sound, but they're represented by a different vowel letter each time. For such a lazy sound, it sure does show up in a lot of different places. And since the schwa sound can be represented by any of the vowel letters, sometimes by consonant letters, and sometimes by no letter at all, being able to recognize the international phonetic symbol for this sound will help you to see when it occurs. And that schwa symbol is this one. Umbrella, celebrate, circus, carrot, principle. Now the schwa sound is always unstressed. It's the only vowel sound that is never stressed. So you need to just relax. Just be like the schwa. Relax and take it easy. It's Friday afternoon. So to make this sound, first you need to relax everything. This is a really relaxed sound. Okay, check your lips, your jaw, your neck, everything needs to be relaxed. Drop the jaw slightly and open your mouth. But keep everything relaxed. Remember, this is the lazy sound. Keeping that in mind, let's try it together. It's very, very relaxed. Make sure that you're doing this with me. So if you need to find a place that's quiet on your own, go for it. It's a guttural sound, so you should feel it coming from a little deeper. And with all unstressed vowel sounds, the sound is really fast and it's also low in pitch. It's quite flat. You should feel it here and it should be flat. So why is the schwa sound so common in English? Let's start from the basics. English has rhythm. It's made up of stressed and unstressed sounds and words. The stress plays an important part in understanding natural spoken English. Without stress, you'd sound like an English robot. And it would be better if you were not a robot. When words or syllables are unstressed in English, the sound is reduced and the vowel letter is often reduced to a schwa sound. In English, words with more than one syllable have one main stress, and other syllables are often unstressed and they often reduce to the schwa sound. Father, again, culture. Can you hear the schwa sound in the unstressed syllable there? Father, again, culture. Let's look at another example together. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Now, some of those syllables were longer than others, weren't they? And that's because the important words in the sentence were stressed. I'll see you later. The less important words are unstressed, and this helps the brain to focus on the important ones, right? The words that you need to understand to make sense of it. But it's difficult to know when to use this sound. And if you're not really into the IPA script, then you need to rely on your ears to identify it. Imitating a native speaker, copying their pronunciation is a really great way to practice the schwa sound correctly. And actually, I've got an imitation lesson that you can try right here. In it, I'll train you to imitate me while I'm speaking. So the lazy schwa sound, it's not too difficult on its own, but recognizing it in other English words is. To help us practice today, you'll need to take out a pen and some paper, because I'm about to tell you some of the many different places that you can find the schwa sound. Now, you can often find the schwa sound in unstressed structure words. So structure words are grammatical words in English sentences. They make the sentence grammatically correct, but they don't really have much meaning. Words like articles, a and an, or the. Prepositions, in, on, at. Conjunctions, and. Just, some, your. There's lots and lots of different words that are structure words in English sentences, really common ones. When these words are stressed, you'll hear a stronger vowel sound. An, some, your. But when these words are unstressed and spoken naturally in a sentence, they often reduce right down to the schwa sound. An, some, y. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now there are tons of schwas hiding in those unstressed structure words. But also a couple of schwas in the unstressed syllables as well. Okay, so what's next? We'll look at this list of words. America, another, again, apply, about, ability, allow, adventure, ago, accept. What do all of these words have in common? Can you tell? Apart from the fact that they all start with the letter A, what else? The first syllable is unstressed. Now these words all start with the schwa sound. This test is a little harder. What about this group of words? What do they have in common? Make sure you're listening carefully. Woman, student, vegetable, supply, syringe, elephant, initiative, information. Now the schwa sound is somewhere in the middle of all of these words. How about people and rhythm? Now there's no letter in there that shows there should be a vowel sound, but we can hear it. People, rhythm. So if the schwa sound comes at the start of a word, in the middle of a word, well, there must be some words that end in a schwa, right? Like extra, visa, for example. But also whether, never, after, culture, adventure, higher, liar, color. This is where it gets interesting. Firstly, look at all of the different endings here. They all make the same schwa sound at the end of the word. But the second reason why this is interesting is because this right here is where American accents differ from most Australian and British accents, quite significantly. Most of you already know that I'm Australian, and because of this, I use the schwa sound quite a bit more than my American friends. In Australian English pronunciation, usually the ER at the end of a word will be unstressed. The sound is not pronounced at the end. So in my accent, These words all end in a schwa sound, and there are